5,000 hectares of beef cattle is a lot of land. In fact, Koitaki Cattle Farm outside Port Moresby is one of the second largest in Papua New Guinea. With all that land, the farm is now diversifying, trialling other produce such as agriculture, timber, and even dairy cattle. Mark Kayok reports.
Driving up this twisty, steep road alongside the gorge, the scenery was fantastic and imaginary. The temperature is much cooler up on these mountains, and beneath the cool mountain air rests the Sogeri Plateau, cleared now and used as grassland for cattle. Part of this vast bare lands has been the home to thousands of cattle. The Koitaki farm breeds about 4,000 cattle and is the second largest cattle farm in the country, providing fresh beef carcass and meat supplies to the city freezers, butcher shops and the local market. Cattle farm was recently introduced around 1905, but prior to that was rubber plantations all over the area. The farm is looking at diversifying its interests into more promising businesses. Apart from cattle, timber production, vegetables and dairy farming are on the company's top list.
I think there's other opportunities out there, diversification. Primarily this farm has been here for a long time, since 1905, and originally it was rubber plantations. As time evolved, those rubber plantations then, some of them went out and it's gone into cattle farming and vegetable production as well, on a smaller scale. And now the time's right for the cattle, the beef cattle will still continue and will still supply the market, but we're looking at other opportunities, in particular with timber production. The rubberwood trees have gone past their use-by date for rubber, and looking at the opportunity to harvest those and go into a sustainable timber program, and also to take advantage of the shortfall in vegetable production here, and looking to get into vegetable production. And we're looking very closely now at dairy program as well. Most of the dairy products in Papua New Guinea have been imported.
The farm has the capability on its assets, particularly the 5,000 hectares of land, to capitalize on that in developing various specialized industries. The breeding of cattle is a long-term program. The new business initiatives will help to generate revenue apart from cattle farming.
The cattle is a very good business, but what we're trying to do there is we're just diversifying our interests. We have 1,000 hectares of rubberwood plantation that's not being utilised at this stage because it's gone past the state. So, and on the other side, we're just looking at diversifying into some other areas. And obviously, as you know, there's been a lot of talk about banning of vegetables and poultry and things of that nature. We've had those plans on the drawing board for some time, but now we're looking to get serious certainly into the free range pig area, and also the free range chicken area as well. So the company is looking to put some money in there and develop those particular areas, and as well as the beef. The beef will continue, and the market is very, very strong for the beef. But we have the scope here and the land and the ability to be able to diversify, and that's the company's looking to diversify to take advantage of some of the other shortfalls in various other industries as well.
About 50 million kina of rubber tree plantations could be ready for production next year. This modern high-tech hydroponic farm grows and supplies lettuce and tomatoes to the city residents and mining, oil and gas companies. Most of the fresh green vegetables found in stores in the city from this facility. The proposed multi-million kina dairy to be built on this 1,000 hectares of vacant land is a major boost to the company's operations.
So it's a big decision. There's a lot of capital required to get the dairy farm going. So the company's has been looking at the prospects of that and doing the due diligence on the pros and cons, and it looks very, very promising. So in the next month we'll have a firm decision on exactly where the dairy farm's up to. We've picked the site out.
The company's whole idea is in conjunction with the government's vision of prioritizing agriculture as the backbone of this nation.
And as we know that, with rice, there's a big consumption of rice here, and all of that rice is imported. Dairy products are imported. A lot of our vegetables are imported. 90% of our beef is imported. So there's been issues about chicken, importation of chicken and so forth. So I think that the time is right for all of these different projects to be developed here in the country, and the government's certainly on the right track to push agriculture at this stage.
As the company expands with new and brighter plans, there are also other more sophisticated issues to deal with. There's always a need for more and improved facilities, better accommodation for staff, an increase in wages, and of course the welfare and security of employees. Concerns have been raised about staff losing their jobs as a result of the management's decision. They claim they were kept in suspense without knowing the real situation of whether the company is slowly winding down its operations.
Company has not come out clear on us yet, so we are still in the dark. We are still asking, when is the company going to come and answer to us? These are the type of things.
But as alluded to earlier, cattle will remain. The farm is only taking advantage of some of the shortfalls in various industries.
That's why there's a diversification into some of the other areas to ensure that staff security is going to be maintained, and we won't be relying on just the one business. We'll have other areas of revenue coming through the property, and that's one of the main reasons why we're looking to diversify.
Sadler said the biggest problem with so many staff being laid off was the closing of the government's meat processing centre at 14 Mile.
One of the main problems we had here some time ago is the meatworks closed down. The government meatworks was closed down at 14 Mile, and that created a problem, because obviously not just for us but some of the major piggeries, they had problems as well. They had a backlog of pigs. They couldn't kill the pigs. We couldn't kill cattle into the market. So we had a real problem there, and we had to offload staff at that particular point in time.
One of the many reasons forcing the company to diversify its business opportunities to address this problem is by creating more jobs for the people.
And with the diversification into some of these other areas, we'll be looking at a lot more staff will come online. There'll be over 200 once we get some of these things online. So there'll be opportunities there for employment in the local area as well, which is important here.
All in all, the farm generates quite a substantial cash flow from the current 4,000 heads of cattle to manage its daily operations and look after its staff. The proposed dairy farm is yet to be established, pending the board's decision.
Mark Kayok, ending another edition of PNG Tonight. If you want to comment, provide information or feedback on any of our stories, please visit our website at pngtonight.com. Enjoy your weekend. Good night.